The Upper East Regional Chairman of the opposition New Patriotic Party is dead. Now this follows an acid attack on him last night by two persons. Albert Torrey joins us on the line with some more on this. So Albert, thanks for joining me once more. Okay, well, I'm told his line has actually dropped there, but it has to do with the situation where the Upper East Regional Chairman of the NPP, Adams Mahama, has passed on following an attack on him last night. But Public Relations Officer of the Upper East Regional Police Command, who spoke to us a while ago, said that police have made one arrest in connection with the attack.
Really true. I was also on duty for the patrol for this night, or for this week. So I was patrolling and along the road somewhere when the treasurer of the NPP came and passed. So we stopped him, and he was telling us that his chairman has been attacked by an acid. So he's just rushing the hospital. So quickly we also follow, since we are the officers for the night. So we quickly went to the hospital, and lo and behold, the NDP chairman was lying on the bed with all his body withering in pain. Every part of the body swollen, and as usual with the efficacy of the acid thrown on him. In actual fact, when we asked one of his aide camp, who he said that they were at their site working on a building, and when it was around 9:10 that they all departed, he also left for his house, and he also entered went to his house. His house is near to where his project site is.
So 9:10 a.m. or p.m.?
That is, I'm talking of yesterday. That is p.m. Around 9:10 that way. So according to he just got home when they called him on phone that they have poured some acid on the chairman, so he should rush to the hospital. A neighbor who was at the house said actually he was in the room when he heard the shout of the chairman shouting, and then the wife also came out and said they poured acid on him, and that when he got to the house, just about to get off, he saw some two young guys accosted him and called him. So being the chairman of the party as usual, he opened the door just to see exactly the people, only to have something poured on him as water several times. And in actual fact, he quickly has to move his uniforms, and by then the people have taken off, leaving the containers in which the things were. And really, he was blinded halfway and has to be sent to the hospital. Truly, we were there. We took photographs of exactly what happened. We came to the house. In actual fact, the stench of the acid was just so much that when we opened the pickup he was driving in, all the seats were more or less torn by the acid, or whatever, by being worn out by the acid. And the gas emanating, I tell you, as I'm speaking to you now, I can feel a whole lot of pain in my face. I have to wash it several times with clean water. They left, the acid was in a gallon, a rubber gallon. Then they added a rubber cap to it, and it's like they pour it inside the cap and throw it several times. And we took hold of this. And then the uniform he was wearing, which he moved. And actually, he told Tofik, who is the aide camp, that some two guys, I don't want to mention their names now, that they were the people who he saw at that time.
Sir, I want you to kind of be brief for me, because I would want to cut it as an interview. So based on what you're saying, are you saying that they poured the acid on his face and his entire body?
He was showered with the acid. When I talk with his it's from the head through the face to the body and all parts, so as in that order. That's why I said he was showered with the acid.
And when you saw him, how severe was it? Was every part of his face bent?
Yes,
or
yes,
every part of his
face,
body?
the body, the chest, the back, and the thighs, and all, and it's almost over the body.
Meanwhile, Communications Director of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Nana Komia, has been commenting on the issue.
The attack on the Upper East Regional Chairman is very, very regrettable. Took place last night. The party has been informed, and the attack was quite brutal. So the man's situation is quite critical. At the moment, the party is focused on making sure that the chairman gets proper medical attention. We are making arrangements to bring him down to Accra this afternoon. We are making arrangements at both Kolebu Hospital and 37 Hospital to receive him. We are cooperating with the police, who are also conducting investigations. Where we are happy about reports that the police has already made some arrests. We are very happy about that. We urge all party communicators to be restrained in their comments. We want party communicators across board to refrain from any speculative comments which may have no grounding but may be speculative and may not be correct. We want everybody to wait for the police to finish their work and for official communication from the party.
Well, that was Nana Komia, Communications Director of the New Patriotic Party, speaking earlier to my colleague Roland Walker on the AM show, confirming the incident. Well, that was prior to the death of the gentleman, but now we are told he's actually kicked the bucket. We'll be bringing you much more on this particular one, including the reaction of party chairman Paul Afoko right here on Users. We'll bring you much more subsequently. But let's move on now. And Ghana has paid more than 600 million Ghana cedis in judgment debts between 2009 and 2011 alone, an amount many believe could have been channeled into more productive ventures for the state. Well, President John Dramani Mahama says the era of payment of dubious judgment debts is over. The president made this comment when he received a 501-page report from the sole commissioner on judgment debts at the Flagstaff House. He added the diligent work of the commission will save Ghana a lot of money, which could have ended up in the pockets of dubious public officials.
President Mahama assured the Commission and the entire nation that government will study the report thoroughly and ensure adequate measures are instituted within the framework of the National Anti-Corruption Action Plan to avoid the recurrence of the repayment of such dubious debts as they occurred over the years. According to Mahama, the revelations at the Commission's sitting were intriguing, hence the government will act on the report to save the state coffers. He said he was happy to have received the report of the sole commissioner, revealing he followed closely the work of the commission as much as his schedule allowed him. He saluted the commissioner, who is now a nominee to the Supreme Court, for his advisory role, which saved Ghana millions of cedis. President John Mahama said government has taken some key measures to hold the trend, explaining that during the sitting of the commission, upon the advice of the sole commissioner, payment of compensations that were being made by the Ministry of Finance in respect to lands inundated during the construction of the Akosombo Dam were halted.
Well, let's go back to the story of the death of the Upper East Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Adams Mahama, and party chairman Paul Afoko could not contain his emotions when the news about the death of the Upper East Regional Chair of the party was broken to him on Adum FM's Current Affairs program, Just One Sim.
Is to investigate this as a criminal offense, arrest the perpetrators, and let Adams have his day in court, and let the court processes take place. People get prosecuted, so that everybody will now know that the party here, we are a party of law and order, and we will not accept violence. I would say that I am with Adams in thought, in prayer. Onya, you should get well quick, and then let's go and carry out an investigation. And I ask on the police authorities to investigate this very well, because we can't have our officer attacked in this manner.
Chairman, finally, when him says, I want to make us say, Openi Mahama Adams, why in your media?
What? No, please, we are not. No, I don't believe. Hold on. Let me make. Please, let me check this.
No, you heard me right.
Please. No. Let me check this thing.
Chairman, you heard me. That's it.
No. Please.
And to win your anti we're free.
Please. Hey, look, I have to come off. I have to check this. Please.
You're a reporter or what?
I have to investigate this. I'm sorry. Please. I don't want to hear this. Please, don't tell me this. Sorry.
Well, that was chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Paul Awuntemi Afoko, in an interview there with Captain Smart of Adom FM. And, well, you heard him proud to being told that actually Mr. Adams had actually passed on, and you got the reaction from him as well. But let's get the very latest on this. Let's go to the Upper East region and speak to our correspondent on this beat. Albert Sorry is joining me live over the telephone now. So, Albert, I assume a lot has happened since the last time we spoke. What more can you report?
Well, a while ago, there was a violent incident where a car was vandalized by some of the youth who are gathered here. They were agitated. I'm told that in that vehicle, an old man was driving, and he had the second vice chairman, the second regional vice chairman of the party in the car. And from what I gather, the youth were angry at this second vice chairman. He's popularly called Bogger. I'm trying to get his real name for now, but they chewed some blocks which are just parked close to the mortuary at the regional hospital. And they chewed these blocks at the car, apparently trying to get to the second vice chairman who was in the car. So the police had to move in, fire warning shots to disperse this youth. It's unclear exactly why they were agitated or why they were angry at the second vice chairman.
So there was a violent scene at the hospital. That's the Bogatanga hospital you report.
Yes.
And we still don't know the cause of this violent scene?
Well, it was pretty dangerous to get too close. So I could not hear exactly what the youth were saying while they were throwing the stones and the blocks at the car. We will have to get to the police to try and find out why. At the moment, the car has been moved away, but it was damaged. The windscreens, both in front and on the side, were all broken down. And the police, it took the timely intervention of the police to move in and disperse these youth. Otherwise, it would have been a totally different story. I just saw some soldiers who have also just come, and they are currently sitting in their vehicle. I'm sure they were called following that incident to come and try and beef up the security.
I see. But was anyone hurt in this attack?
For now, to the best of my knowledge, no one was injured. The police were able to move in time to save these people who the youth were throwing the blocks at. So I can't confirm whether there were any injuries, but it doesn't. They moved in too quickly, and so it's only the car that was damaged, from what I can tell. But because the police are so busy, it's difficult to get them to say anything for now. Hopefully, when we get them later on, we can get confirmation as to whether there was an injury or anything of the sort.
Indeed. Okay. Now, let me ask also, looking at what is going on at the Bogatanga hospital now, first let's find out, do we still have a family of Mr. Adams there, and do we even know whether or not the body of the late Adams is still at the Bogatanga hospital?
Well, the crowd was stationed close to the intensive care unit where the chairman is on admission. And a few minutes after his death, it sort of moved closer to the mortuary. So we thought maybe they were trying to make arrangements, but nothing of the sort has happened. To the best of my knowledge, I think the chairman is still at the intensive care unit where he was admitted. We are told that the party is trying to discuss with the family to know exactly what their next move will be, because he's a Muslim, and by religion, he's supposed to be buried almost immediately. So that is what they are trying to do. There's a very large crowd here at the moment, so it's pretty difficult to even know where the party executive or the family of the chairman, it's difficult to know where they are because of the crowd that is here. So we've not been able to speak to any of them as we speak.
But what we can gather now is that there are arrangements to try and bury this man.
Yes, that was confirmed to me by the party elder, Robert Ajeni, who actually confirmed the chairman said to me earlier. He said that they have to confer with the family of the late Chairman Adam to find out what their next move will be. I'm sure as the day progresses, we'll get to know by official communication what their next move will be.
Indeed, Albert. Sorry, but just before you go, now there's been a lot of talk about this incident, and many trying to link it to what happened a couple of weeks ago or so, when we were told the national chairman of the NPP as well as his general secretary were in the party, and there was some sort of chaos in the. Can you tell us much more about that, the background to that particular issue, and where from the linkages?
Well, last week the first incident happened when Chairman Afoko and Kwabena Japan came to the region to meet some party executives. Now, an incident happened where some agitated youth allegedly attacked the regional organizer of the party, saying that he had organized that meeting between Afoko and Kwabena Japan and some of the regional executives without the knowledge of the chairman. That was how that incident happened. And the case went to the police. We're told they were still investigating the matter until yesterday, between the hours of 11 p.m. and 12 midnight, we're told that some two people attacked the chairman when he was getting into his car. We are told it was close to a hotel. It is unclear which hotel it was, but they approached him, and thinking they were some party people, the chairman stopped to try and speak to them, and then they poured the acid on him. The police tell us that his face and the rest of, a lot of parts on his body were bent, and that is what may have led to his death. We don't have medical confirmation as to the actual cause of death yet, but that is the suspicion.
Albert, sorry, we'll leave it here for now. We'll come back to you pretty shortly for some more now, but we can now go live to the national headquarters of the New Patriotic Party, where my colleague Kwachi Afreniama is standing by. We are told there's some heavy security presence there. Let's get the latest from him. Afre, what can you report on the situation?
Sadly, to heavy security presence here at the MP headquarters. Of course, just by the minute, more and more security police cars arrive at the venue. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you, Afre.
More and more security cars arrive at the venue and stop from the team police. And just about 5 minutes ago, about 5 parties or party supporters of motorbikes arrived at the venue, threatening Mr. Kwabena Japan and Paul Afoko, the holding responsible for the death of Mr. Adam Mahama, the Upper East Regional Chair, and the late Upper East Regional Chair. And they are saying that they will ensure that Mr. Paul Afoko and Kwabena Japan will not step foot at this office. They will make sure that they are forced to resign from office because they think that they are behind the death of the man. But of course, the police say that they are here to ensure that nothing like that happens. In fact, one of the gentlemen mentioned to come to the NPP headquarters and selling party paraphernalia here. They want them that they should leave the scene because of what is about to happen. So that should be an idea of what some of these party youth intend to do. Some of them are very notable cases I see around a lot anytime I come to the party office. They are clearly incensed by what has happened. And as I mentioned earlier, they blame it on their General Secretary, Kwabena Japan, and Paul Afoko. But let's see how events unfold. The police have arrived here heavily armed indeed, and more keep on arriving at the venue by the minute. We will keep listeners updated. Viewers as well on how events unfold here.
That's very intriguing. What you tell us right now is very intriguing. Now, what I want to find out is, from what you say, the persons who've gathered there and are threatening to perpetrate some violence, they are claiming, or they are claiming that the chairman is to be blamed for the death of Adams Mahama. Is that the case?
Certainly, in fact, all those who are gathered here, I arrived here about 30 minutes ago, and since I arrived, all the party supporters who have arrived here, the men, the women, the youth most especially, are blaming this on Kwabena Agyapong and Paul Afoko. And Mr. Paul Afoko most especially because they say that his brother is directly involved in this. They say that his brother was one of the men who poured acid on the late Mr. Adams Mahama. And they think that he certainly has a hand in it, especially looking at the event last week where Mr. Paul Afoko and Kwabena Agyapong were chased out from the region when they were on a tour there. They think that it certainly cannot be a coincidence. And I heard one of them say, for example, that, well, he said in key delegates, these are the people you have elected to wait that these are the party officials who are leading, the two men, chairman, general secretary, who are leading the party, and they think that it is only under the tenure, especially leading to a crucial election, that the NPP is seeing all these internal wranglings and so on and so forth. They think that they must step down.
I see. So as of now, we can confirm that both the chairman of the party and the general secretary are both not at the headquarters of the party.
They are not here. They are not here. I don't think, looking at how events are unfolding here, they would even want to be here now because it would be pretty chaotic if they should arrive here today. I'm sure police officials and party officers who are here will give them that tip off for now.
I see. Kwache Afre Nyoma, thank you very much for that update. Kwache Afre Nyoma is my colleague right here at Joy News. He's stationed at the NPP headquarters, and he tells us that there's heavy security presence there, and there were quite a number of people there accusing the national chairman of the party, Paul Afoko, of being the brain behind the death of the Upper East Regional Chairman of the NPP, Adams Mahama. We'll bring you much more on this particular one. We are told that the leadership of the New Patriotic Party is set to release a statement on this issue. We'll be getting you that statement pretty shortly. But for now, we take a quick break. When we come back, we have a lot more news for you. Stay with us.